So another thing we can do with the percent circle is to find the percent. So a question might ask something like, what percent of 80 is 24? And we can use this percent circle to figure that out. What percent, so we don't know the percent, but we do have two other numbers, 80 and 24. We see that 24 is paired with is, so that means part, and 80 is paired with of, so that's the whole. So I'm going to put 24 on top and 80 on the bottom. Remember, anytime you have this pair, all right, with the top and bottom, we can rewrite that as a fraction. So when we have fractions, that means divide the top by the bottom. But I noticed that 8 can go into both these numbers. So before I divide, I'm going to simplify. So if you don't realize this, that's okay. You can just go and divide 24 by 80. You'll get the same answer. Doing simplification first will just give you smaller numbers to work with. So we have 24 divided by 8 is 3, and then 80 divided by 8 will be 10. So here I'm dividing 3 by 10. I don't have any decimals, so I don't have to move anything. So I just start dividing. 10 into 3, can't go. I have no numbers to bring down. So this is when I need to add my decimal and then add a couple zeros just in case. So now I'm going to look at 10 into 30. 10 into 30 will be 3 times. 3 times 10 is 30, so I really didn't need to add that extra 0. Remember, with division of decimals, you bring the decimal straight up. So this is just the decimal of when I divide. You still need to change this decimal into a percent. So when we change a decimal to a percent, that means move it to the right 2 times. So we have 0.3 move to the right twice, and we'll get the answer of 30%. So 24 is 30% of 80. This is my favorite use of the percent circle. The question I always get is, well, what grade is this? What grade is this? We can use the percent circle to figure out what kind of grades you're getting. All right, so Sally scored 21 out of 30 on a midterm. What percent did she get correct? So by looking at a percent, we can figure out her grade. We need to make the percent circle. The question is asking what percent, so that means we don't know the percent. And she had 21 out of. So remember that of tells us the whole, and then 21 would be the part. So she scored 21 parts out of 30. So we have 21 over 30. So we have two numbers on top of each other. That means to divide. So I'm going to divide 21 over 30. However, I noticed that 3 can go into both these numbers. So I'm going to divide them by 3 first so I can get some smaller numbers to work with. We have 21 divided by 3 is 7. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So here we have 7 tenths. That means I'm going to divide 7 by 10. I need a decimal because 10 can't go into 7, so I'm going to add a decimal. I can bring it straight up while I'm waiting. I know that's going to be a 0 because 10 can't go into 7. And then I need to add at least 1 0 to get a final answer. So 10 can go into 70 7 times. 7 times 10 is 70. Subtract, we get 0. Now this is not the percent. This is the decimal. So we need to move the decimal twice to get the percent, which would be 70%. So she scored a 70%. That's a C. She passed. And that's how you would use the percent circle to figure out your grades.